Here we go. SCOTUS is going to hear Trump's birthright citizenship case. So Donald Trump put an executive order getting rid of automatic birthright citizenship. SCOTUS is going to hear that case next month. Birthright citizenship is you were born here, you are a U.S. citizen. You're born on U.S. soil, you're a U.S. citizen. Donald Trump is trying to get rid of that. And a lot of people believe that the Supreme Court is going to uphold that order. I don't believe that they're going to. I already know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that sentiment. However, it's crystal clear within the 14th Amendment. There is no ambiguity. Nobody is looking at that from a legal perspective and going, yeah, we can totally dismiss it. If you are born in the United States under the 14th Amendment on U.S. soil, you are an American citizen, period. And SCOTUS relies on lower courts to believe that they're a legitimate court. Why? Because they don't have any enforcement mechanism. That's part of the concession that was made in Marbury versus Madison way back in the start of this country, that the Supreme Court doesn't have any enforcement mechanism. So for their orders to be enforced, it requires that lower courts believe that they're legitimate, that their word is in fact legitimate. And if they deviate to such an extent that suddenly justices start believing that maybe they're not, then the Supreme Court doesn't have any meaning. So a lot of what you will see in the Supreme Court, even though it's very clearly a right-wing decision that's not rooted in fact, reality, or whatever, is that they pick and choose the battles that they're going to fight and how they're going to try and justify this. And some of them don't make any sense, but most courts go, okay, it doesn't make any sense, but it's not the worst decision in the world. Like, we can live with it. This is a decision that, if done, would just break legitimacy across the country. Judges in the federal circuits would just be, what are you doing? Just making it up as you go along, I guess. And so I don't see them undermining their own authority by handing down a decision that's going to stir up immense controversy. And in some instances, justices could just ignore in the lower courts below them. Good example of this would be the Dred Scott decision, where courts just ignored it on both sides. Regardless, this is a major case because it's really going to show what the Supreme Court plans to do under the Trump administration to try and thwart what he's doing or try and restrain it to some degree. And we'll be hearing this case next month. I'll keep you guys updated when that happens. Make sure you're following along.